So hello guys, in this video we are going to talk about the bootstrapping technique. So basically bootstrapping generally used to calculate the mean, median and standard deviation. So it's quite difficult to get a data from the population, right? And so we divide the whole population into samples and we are going to calculate the mean and store that mean into a particular list. Then we again calculate the mean of the whole list, and whatever mean here we will get that quite same as the population mean. So basically this is the structure of the bootstrapping method, but probably you have seen the same structure in my central limit theorem video, right? Central limit theorem video. So what is the difference between the central limit theorem and bootstrapping? So I want to also in this video I'm going to show you that what is the difference between the bootstrapping and the central limit theorem. So let me discuss the first that what is the difference, because the techniques techniques are the same, right? In the both techniques we are going to calculate the mean for the population on the basis of samples. So in the central limit theorem, as I discussed in my previous video, if you haven't checked my central limit theorem video, then link is in the description and you can either get a link from the description or you can click on the icard button, right? So in the central limit theorem, we, instead of asking every detail from the every person, asking the details from the every person, we divide the whole population into different group, right? Whole population in different groups, right? Suppose there are 1,000 person and we divide, and I wanted to create a sample where the size of the sample is 30. So I divide the whole population into different size into different group. So I need to create how many groups? So 1,000 divided by 30, right? So as you can see, whatever value you have to create that many groups, right? So here we're using such techniques. It's without replacement. We are not gonna ask a same details. We're not gonna ask the details for the in the same person, right? For the same person. So basically the main difference between the bootstrapping and the central limit theorem is the bootstrapping is based on a with replacement technique. So in this bootstrapping we can ask the same detail for the same as the same person, right? Suppose someone asks me about my height, and again in the second sample he can again ask me about my height, right? So it's gonna be like this. Suppose here we have 30 people, which is we can say that this is our population, right? Instead of asking every 30 people about their height, what am I gonna do? I create a sample of 5 people right here. 5 people, right? Okay, so I'm going to make a random choices. So suppose here 5 people is like A, B, C, D, E. This is a group of 5 people, and this is my original group, right? This is the original one. So first I'm going to create a data set by choosing randomly from this group. So and first I need to make a 5 choices, right, for my next data set that I'm going to create from this. So suppose I choose A as a random. After that I'm going to choose B, as a randomly, and again I'm going to choose A. So this is the process is called as a with replacement. So now D and E. So after calculating this process multiple times, we have n number of data point, we have n number of data sets, where there are many cases where one data point again uses in the particular data set, right? So this is the call as a with replacement. Whereas in central limit theorem we can do this, because the central limit theorem is based on a without replacement process, where if you select one person in a particular data set, then you can't select the same person for the same data set, right? So this is the main difference between the bootstrapping and the central limit theorem. So now let me discuss what is the exactly mean bootstrapping. So basically the whole bootstrapping process is divided into four parts, divided into four steps. In the first step, we are going to create a data set from the original one, right? So here is the original one data set, and we are going to create our next data set. That data set is called as a bootstrap data set, right? And we are going to create data set n times. Okay, so create data set. After creating the data, we are going to calculate the mean, each time, right? Each time we are going to calculate the mean. After calculating the mean, we are going to store that mean into a particular list, right? And after doing all this process, we are again going to calculate the mean, and this particular mean is quite near the original mean. That means the population mean, right? Quite near the population mean. We can perform the same operation, right? If we want to calculate the median, then we can perform the same operation for the median also. And if we want to calculate the standard deviation, suppose if we want to calculate the mean with the help of bootstrapping technique, then we can do this, right? And instead of median, we can also do the same operation for the standard deviation. Then we also can do this with the help of bootstrapping. So now let's move toward the implementation part. So here, as you can see here, I've imported so as you can see here, I've imported NumPy library, and here I've created a population. In population mean, just hold on, in the population my values are like this. Just hold on a second. My values are like this. I have an array in which the values are 1 to 19, and here I've calculated the standard deviation, and also the mean is 10, as you can see here, right? So now here is the process to calculate the bootstrapping. Here is the process to calculate the bootstrap data set. So in the first line, I'm creating the bootstrap data set. After creating the bootstrap data set, I'm calculating the in this step I'm calculating the mean. After calculating the mean, I'm going to append this value into this list, right? So this is the bootstrapping technique that I've done here. Now I'm going to, this is the list, so I cannot calculate the mean on the list. So instead of using a list, I'm going to convert that particular list into array. So here I'm using np.array, so that will that particular np.array function just convert this list into the array. And in array I have a function called mean. I have attribute basically. I have attribute called mean, and here I'm going to calculate the mean. As you can see here, 9.663, which is quite near the original mean, original population mean, so we can use this mean or that one, right? So as you can see here I'm calculating the standard deviation also. So basically, just hold on for a second. Bootstrap data mean. I'm going to calculate the standard deviation. So also in my previous video that I've discussed about the confidence interval, and you can calculate the confidence interval for the bootstrapping technique also. Okay, and if you haven't watched that video too, then you can get that video from the I button, and also the link is in description. So thank you for watching, and if you like this video, then press the like button, subscribe the channel, and also share this video to your friends if you want to help them.